Welcome viewers. One of the greatest aspects or greatest assets of the covert female narcissist is her children. They usually won't be yours. The husband's usually been colluded against by the time you come along. She's probably had several boyfriends. She'll tell you all the horrible stories about the boyfriends and what they've done to her and all the rest of it. What life's done to her and all the rest. She's usually done it to herself by way of some kind of substance abuse or alcohol abuse, or just a lack of growth, or she's just in and out of her sinful nature. She doesn't know how to stabilise herself. One minute she's moral, the next minute she's immoral. Temptation gets the better. But one of the greatest assets the covert female has in her favour and against you is her children. And why would that be? Because the children, probably like in the marriage, can shield her from the man. A lot of wives shield themselves with their children from their husbands. Just like the covert female narcissist can use the children as a shield to make excuses to postpone seeing the boyfriend or the partner. And they'll condition you to accept the absences, the spaces, while she's seeing to her little husbands, the adult children, or the 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old son, who usually be living with her, sometimes sleeping with her in the same bed. Nobody knows this, but that's what's usually going on a lot of the time. And more often than not, but she can't have sex with him. They just comfort one another, and that's where you come in. You're the instrument for her intimacy, but that's all you are. You're being used. You're nothing but a convenience. But you have deluded yourself into thinking that you're someone special by way of the way in which you perceive the woman, your attraction towards the woman. And that's weak on your part. Because the minute you let a woman take you away from reality, and the reality is you're not as important as you think, it's not going to end well, because the woman will get bored. A man that stays on his purpose, that has a vision looking outward towards what he's got to do in life, is attractive to a woman because it has an element of mystery. When you take that away and make her the focus, and she realises that, that's when the fire for her starts to go out. So you think you're fanning the flame and building the fire. You know, you hear a lot of these blokes go, I've done everything right, I didn't do anything wrong. She got bored. She got bored. Women like a certain element of mystery. You can call it toxicity even if you want. But if you're willing to put up with someone that likes toxicity, that's not going to last long. It'll last for a while, and then you'll wear out. Because what you've got to understand is women are far more survivalists than what men are. Toxicity is just a part of the primal side that woman likes. In other words, she could have the perfect marriage. She goes home, irons, cooks. She's there for the husband. But a primal side could cause her to sneak out here and there on a girls' night out and drop her knickers for some strange bloke. Nobody's any the wiser. And the bloke usually that she does that for sniffs along, wants to keep sniffing it, and she'll string him along for a little while. But ultimately, and this is the covert female narcissistic side of how wives, these AWOL sort of lost wives, can turn out. She ain't going to hook up with the man that's just come along for the fling, that's given her the flings, and so he's waiting for her to leave the husband. But no, she's too comfortable with hubby and the kids. He's waiting for her to come out. Oh no, I've got to do the ironing tonight. That's a cancel. You've just been ghosted. Oh no, I've got to go to the kids with the husband's school thing tonight. Oh no, hubby's going to be home early tonight, can't see you tonight. And so the perpetrator, the man she's having a fling with, and not many people think of this, he ends up being abused as well. And all the while the woman's ego's being stroked. And when she's ready to surface again, she'll give him a call and he'll come running and then get dropped again. That's a perfect example of covert female narcissism. And it's the same principle. Even if the woman's not married, she'll run back to her house where initially you were possibly invited, but now you're not welcome. And these are all warning signs that teach you to realise the type of person that you're dealing with. Why would she want an outsider, a stranger that's providing her with intimacy, to come into her life to such an extent that you're just another hanger-on? Okay? Doesn't work with the covert female narcissist. Once she's established the relationship, her next objective is to condition you to seeing you at her beck and call. And if you've never felt unvaluable, wait till you get with the covert female narcissist, because she'll leave you sitting there for weeks wondering weeks. And if you don't confront it or leave it, you can end up very seriously harmed, mentally, emotionally, and sometimes even physically, because when your mind starts to deteriorate under the abuse of the covert abuse of this, and it's deep, it's hard, it's vicious. You can have accidents because you begin to deplete, you begin to sell your soul and invest yourself into what's called a sunken investment. She ain't in it. She's gonna keep you interested enough to hang around, but her investment and her commitments to what's going on under her roof, and that's usually with the adult little husbands and all the rest of it. She'll supply them with food, a roof over their head, drugs, alcohol, whatever they need. She'll run after them. She'll leave you sitting out there in the cold. That's a classic malignant covert female narcissist. And can you notice there, when it comes into the children aspect, it's also a pathological form of covert emotional incest. She can't get the intimate supply, the deep, intimate physical supply that she needs from the adult males, the adult children, the adult male children. And that's where you come in. You're just a form of convenience supply. She knows she's got you whiplashed by her feminine bits, and she'll play it until you exhaust, and then she'll find somebody else. But all the while, her commitments with the covert emotional incest, with the narcissism, with the covert female narcissism. Not you. So some of you blokes need to wake up. Some of you blokes and women need to realise these people, these men and women, these narcissists are never going to give you a solid, proper, healthy relationship. They're not able to. They've been narcissised, and the best thing you can do is realise, walk away, and never, ever, ever, ever go back.